Welcome to today's Fifth Dimensional Academy of Higher Consciousness. It's March 7th. I'm broadcasting from Los Angeles. For those of you who are with me for the first time, we turn all the devices. I have to mute everybody because the devices make some funny noises. But after the meditation, if you can either send a message to me via the chat box or raise your hand, and if I see you on my screen, then I will unmute you and then you can ask me your question. But best is send me a message on your chat box and then we go on from there. But I will get to your answer, your question. So for the moment, why don't we do a heart opening meditation? And doing a heart opening meditation, what we're going to do is simply, without effort, without really trying to do anything, it's just what we do is we just simply sink inside ourselves. We simply come to our heart space by shifting our attention, by bringing our attention away from what I'm thinking or what I'm feeling to simply being. It's just a shift of attention. It's not that I try not to think or manipulate my thoughts. It's simply shifting my attention from thoughts or how I feel into simply being and sinking to myself, into myself. Okay? So just sit, relax in a relaxed situation. Take a deep breath and just bring your attention to your heart space. You just put your attention on your heart space and you relax into it. And take a deep breath. And just kind of hang out with yourself, hang out with this space. Simply sink into this place. Be here with yourself without trying to do anything. And take a deep breath. And as you're breathing in and breathing out, just feel what is happening here in your heart space. Your attention is there. You're breathing in and breathing out. You're relaxing into your breath. You're relaxing into your state of being without an agenda, without trying to go anywhere, without trying to do anything. And as you're just breathing in and out, and you're just simply here without an agenda, without trying to accomplish anything, without trying to get anywhere. You're beginning to feel the presence. You're beginning to feel an energy field starting to build up. It's the presence. It's the spirit. You can call it God. You can call it self. You can call it your breath, the presence, the spirit. And you can repeat after me by just simply in this moment loving yourself, letting go of your past, letting go of your ideas of future, and simply repeat after me. I love myself. I love myself. I love everybody. I forgive myself. I forgive everybody. Because I'm love. Because I'm light. Because I'm spirit. That's why I love myself. And I forgive myself. I say yes to love. Yes to love. Yes. 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 And just by being quiet, being in this place, away from your ideas of whatever life should be like, how you should be, if you should be different, if you should be someone else, you should be something else. You put the idea away. And simply, you discover your natural state, your very natural state, simply being right now. And as you are sitting in a comfortable situation, position, begin to see, feel as every breath you take, this energy, this feeling, this love that you feel for yourself, that you're experiencing, this energy, whatever name you like to put to it, this that you are feeling, it begins to expand, begins to take over. It's taking over you. It's taking over your being. It's taking over the room. It's expanding and it's getting bigger and bigger. This love, this energy, this light, the presence. Simply be here and just be in this energy and don't go anywhere. Because this energy is not mindy. It's not something you can figure it out with your mind, your thoughts. This is something that reveals yourself and you understand it with your heart. It's a different language. It's a language of the heart, not the mind. Slowly, slowly come back. Come back here again. Right. Right. Coming back in and being here in this place. The natural state of the being, of just simply being here now. And it has become the most difficult thing to do in our lives. What is naturally, it's our state of inheritance of simply being, naturally simply being here and now without any stories, has become the most difficult thing to do. That you can be anywhere but here. It's like, it's in a way, it's kind of like, I hate being here. Anywhere but here. Anytime but this time. I hate this time. I'll do anything not to be here. I do anything to be in a future time or another place but here. And this is how we've been conditioned. We've been forced and conditioned to go into this unnatural state that we have adopted, and we have forgotten about our natural state, that this has become normal. And it's getting worse and worse progressively, especially with newer generations. That the newer generations are completely brainwashed and conditioned that they can no longer understand what is being here. What is being here is you have to be on your phone. And I'm not just saying about newer generations, I'm talking about all of us. It's like being here is so uncomfortable. It's so painful. It's so weird that I have to somehow distract myself with something. I either get on my phone, check messages, send messages, surf the net, or get on my computer, or watch TV, or radio, or read something. I just simply cannot be here. And if I'm here, again, I need distraction, whatever that distraction is. But have you seen dogs, cats, birds, cows? Do you ever go spend time in the nature or watching your cat or dog? What do they do? Your cat is just lying down, relaxing, or is playing by itself, playing with its friend, or chasing something. Is being playful, or is just simply hanging out in this moment. They're not on their smartphone or thinking about the next thing. What is the next thing? Where is the next party? Where is the next event? Oh, wow, this is happening. I gotta go there. Oh, da 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 da. I mean, it's getting so weird that you're talking to somebody and you can't talk to them. They're everywhere but here. And you just have to continuously saying, hey, are you here? Excuse me. Are you with me? Because of the news, what is going on in the world is just creating a lot of distraction continuously. So we can't just simply be. Now, then we have to go seek help for help. Means that take workshops, do meditation, maybe do yoga, and ask for professional help to help us to be ourselves in this moment, to exercise, try to be something we were born to be. You think about it, this is kind of crazy. You know? It's kind of ridiculous. Think about it. Your natural state is simply to be right now, without anything, without any story, without going anywhere, without doing anything. Simply you're sitting here, just try that. Sit somewhere or stand or whatever and don't do anything. And see what happens. Immediately you start feeling like something's weird. Immediately you may hear a thought comes through your mind saying that you're not good enough. You're a slob. You're wasting your life. You're not accomplishing anything. Your mind will come. Or your mind will come and blame you for what you've done in the past. And all these regrets. You could have done this, you could have done that. Or remember those good days, you did this, you did that. Or we'll come and talk to you about the future. That you need to do this, you need to do that, or worry about this or worry about that. Your mind will come and tell you these things. The moment you stop and you're just hanging out in here, all kinds of things starts to happen. All craziness starts to happen. So when we just chill out, when we just relax and we start coming back to this place again, like you do a meditation, whatever long is your meditation. And then you're just kind of being here right now. Here. I'm just sitting here. I'm looking around. I'm simply here. not having an agenda, not trying to get anywhere. And as you're just hanging out by yourself in this moment, you're here, it's going to take a little bit of time. You have to go through this mind that freaks out first, because all kinds of crazy thoughts going to come for you. But you kind of have to hang in there. You can't just run away or distract yourself or numb yourself with whatever, with chocolate, with pizza, with a glass of wine, with whatever it is, your phone. You just stay in it. And you have to go through this discomfort period that rises. And if you sit with it and go through that, then you begin to get a taste of yourself. You begin to get a taste of your being. A taste of simply being in this moment, but not having any expectations. Not expecting anything to happen. Simply being in this moment without any agenda, without any goals. You know, pay attention to what I'm saying. You're here in this moment, and you don't have any goals. You're not planning to go anywhere and do anything. And just try it right now. I ask you to try that for yourself. You're simply hanging out in this moment. And no matter how dull and boring it may appear to be, it may appear to be a very boring moment, but just hanging in there. Hanging in there with it. Just check it out. Just stay with it. And see how you feel. Just look at yourself. And check out your own state. You're hanging out. With yourself. And you have no goals. You're not trying to accomplish anything. And you're not trying to get anywhere. And see what happens. Just check it out for a moment for yourself. And when you do this, you begin to taste and get a glimpse. No matter how short it is, you get a glimpse of yourself. You get a glimpse of the being. Because we're so much used to being activated all the time and chasing the carrot, running after something that it's almost become unnatural and weird to just simply pause and be here and not do anything and not try to get to anywhere. And in that, when you stop and you're not trying to go anywhere, not accomplish anything, and you're just here, then you give yourself a very good chance to experience the being, your being, the presence of yourself. And you give yourself a chance for the expansion to take place. Because you kind of experience it at the end of the night when you're gonna go to sleep and you're really exhausted, you're tired, and and you finally go to bed, you've done your emails, your computer stuff, you took your vitamins, you brush your teeth, you did everything you had to do. You pet your kids or your dogs or whatever. And now you're just in bed, you're about to fall asleep. And what happens? You begin to experience a calmness, a presence, something deeper, something greater. Something takes over. The being shows itself, because now you're kind of letting go of everything. You're unwinding from your mind, from the world, and you're kind of relaxing into the being. And there's an expansion takes place. Also, you know, maybe when you first wake up, and in the first few minutes, some people wake up and they got to jump out of the bed and run and start doing things, you know? And some, they like to ease into it. Well, the first few moments when you wake up in the morning and you're kind of in between sleeping and awake, so you're kind of coming back into this mind, this world. You experience the expansion, and also before you go to sleep, you do that. And then if you're able to meditate and quiet your mind, go beyond the mind, and you kind of sink into your heart, and you come to this place, then you start to experience the expansion. But quite often, we're mistaking this expansion that we're experiencing as if it's not there and you have to do something to get to it. And we don't realize that it's always here. The presence of who you are is always here. It's not something you have to go accomplish it. It's always here. You're just too stuck in your mind, running, that you don't notice it. So if you unclutch from this mind, which is running, then you start to experience peace. You start to experience love. You start to experience the presence. The presence is always here. It's not something that you need to go find. What you need to do is you need to stop the madness. The craziness is happening in your head. That's what needs to stop. It's not that you need to go change the world. You don't like the world. You don't like things about the world. There's many screwed up stuff in the world. There are countries that there's no women's right. There are countries that kids are being treated as slaves. There are countries, places that animal rights, they're not there, and they're slaughtering animals. There are places that people are slaughtering each other. There's all kinds of screwed up things all over the world. And you're very concerned with these things, and you really want to correct them. And you get very passionate and you get very angry about it. And it all activates your mind to get more busy. You want to save the world. You really want to save the Mother Nature because it's being destroyed by oil companies, by pharmaceutical companies, by chemical companies. And you're very angry about it. They're destroying the planet, destroying the water, destroying the air. But all these things do is to activate your mind and get you stuck into this world of thoughts and bring your vibration down to their own level, vibrating in the same frequency, which is the third dimension, the frequency of duality. You vibrate in that frequency. Therefore, you're no good to yourself and anyone else. You can't help and change anything because you want to change something outside of yourself. You want to change the world. You want to create a better world, which is very noble. But you're not able to change anything within yourself. You want to bring peace and tranquility to the world, but you can't bring peace and tranquility to yourself. Therefore, all of your efforts, they're meaningless. And yeah, if you're younger, you have the energy, you have the drive. If in your 20s, you're 25, and you come to this understanding, you become conscious, yeah, great. And you're passionate, and you give it 1 or 2 decades, and by then you're worn out. By then you've gone through a divorce or 2. Now you're taking prescription medications, you're not happy with your body. It's worn you out by now, by that time. And your perspective starts to change and you're more bitter about life and everything else. But all of this time, and if you're older and you started to do this, to notice it, you've already been a victim. So you've already been screwed. Now you need to fix it. But your attention is still on the outside world. You're still barking under the wrong tree. And if you're lucky, at one point in your life, maybe, I don't know, I can't guarantee. Some of us get lucky, and maybe we come to this teaching. Maybe we come to this message that our direction is wrong. We're going in the wrong direction. And that's why we're not finding peace. We're trying to find happiness, tranquility, peace. We're trying to find our soulmate, our partner, our passion of life. But we're going in the wrong direction. We're trying to find it in the world that we're perceiving. But somehow we don't get to it. And then maybe next year, and maybe if I do this, and maybe if I do that, maybe I take this yoga teacher training, maybe if I take this other healing training course, maybe if I go maybe if I move to another country, maybe if I live in Costa Rica, maybe if I live in Tahiti, maybe if I live somewhere nice, some beautiful nature. Maybe if I find my partner, maybe if I get pregnant and have a couple kids and have my dream life. And yeah, and you get to some of these things, but you're happy for a short period of time, but then something else happens and then misery comes back again. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Sense to you? I don't know if you're getting it, but this is what I discovered. It's not out there at all. If you think you're going to find peace, happiness, tranquility in your life somewhere by accomplishing something in the world, you're going in the wrong direction. It's not going to work because it's not there. As simple as that. It's just not there. It's like if you're in the middle of Sahara Desert looking for snow. It's just not there, you know? If you're in the middle of the desert and you're hoping you find some snow to go skiing, it's just forget it. You're looking for it in the wrong place. And no matter how hard you try, it's never going to happen. All right, I'm just going to check out to see. Answer one of the question, even when I'm making art, is it trying not to be here live? Okay, all right, we have a question here. So let me see. All right, Sophia, I'm gonna unmute you. Sophia, you have a question. Do you want to ask me and everyone can hear?
Hi, everybody. Yes, you know, I'm always struggling with being at the present and doing the normal life. You know, you told if you do other things, it means like this, like.
Can you talk a little louder, please?
You told if we're doing, for example, some normal life, you know, this is kind of distraction, okay? But the life requires all these distractions. You know, the life doesn't let me to sit here and just feel the present, you know?
Right. Yeah, why not?
Because you need to, for example, do education. You need to be a doctor, engineer. You need to do life. You know, to have, you know, all these things. When you do it, it means that you are disconnected to from your present. You know.
Okay. All right.
Always doing something.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I got it. I got it, what you're saying. When I talk about presence, being here, I'm not saying that you don't do anything in your life anymore. I'm not talking about you don't plan on going on a trip. You don't go to school. You don't try to pursue your career. Whatever that you like. I'm not, okay? I'm not talking about you don't do these kind of things. I'm talking about you remember your natural state. And the natural state is simply being here with whatever here is offering in this moment. Whatever is here. And here right now, for example, I'm speaking and I'm giving a talk. We got the academy. Being here, maybe right now I'm cooking some food. Being here is maybe I'm shaving or I need to fix something in my house. Being here means that maybe I need to go to my bank and talk to my banker about something. It's not talking about there is no action any longer and you don't do things. It's that you recognize the craziness in your mind and you kind of detach yourself of the craziness which is happening and you give yourself time, whatever that is. 30 seconds during the day, 1 minute, 5 minutes, different moments in life that you stop and you simply, you take 30 seconds, 1 minute, 3 times a day, and you stop and you reconnect and you come back and then you go on, you move on. And as you start doing this, and that's, we can call it meditation. Then what happens, you start to notice the presence in doing things. You're bringing the presence in doing things. And then your attention goes more towards the presence. And when you get stuck in your mind and you're in this loop, one way, thoughts, worry, you begin to notice your mind. You begin to see craziness is happening. You're not stuck into the craziness. You begin to become an observer of the craziness. Because you do that automatically anyway. What I'm talking about is that, how do you know your mind is going really crazy? How do you know I've had many people come and tell me, Zarathustra, I'm so stressed. I'm so worried. What is stress? What is worry? Is a busy mind. A lot of thoughts, isn't it? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's no thoughts, how are you stressed? Because there's no thoughts. It's just silence. So now, whether it's an emotion, something happened, it scares you, or it's the mind that is worried. So when the mind is going crazy, someone comes to me and tells me that I can't stand it, I'm going crazy, my mind is so busy. How do you know your mind is so busy? Have you ever asked yourself that question? How do I know that my mind is so busy? You know your mind is busy because you're simply observing your mind. You know your mind is busy because you're not your mind. If you were your mind, then you would never be aware of it. It's like a dog is not aware it's a dog. A cat is not aware it's a cat. The cat doesn't have a name for itself. It doesn't come and say, hey, I'm a cat. A cat is a cat. That's its only reality. It's a singular reality. But you're aware you have a mind, right? Am I correct? You're aware of your thoughts, correct?
Yes.
Yeah? So if you are aware of something, are you that thing?
No. So with your explanation, I'm always at the present. I feel the present because I'm always aware of my mind, what I'm doing. How I can recognize that, for example, in 24 hours, how many hours I was not at the present, or I had busy mind? Is it like when you
Okay.
realize you're busy, so you're at the present?
Okay. So let's say you get caught into the busy mind and you're gone. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're here, we're talking, you're listening to me, or apparently, and then your mind goes somewhere else for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Then you realize you went somewhere else, correct?
Yes.
and then you come back here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't you always come back here?
No. So,
What do you mean no? Aren't you here right now?
yeah, but sometimes when you realize that you were not at the present, it lasts like
Well,
1 hour.
yeah, but you just said what? Sometimes you what? Realize? Say that again. Repeat that sentence.
Yeah, in some meetings or in some places, when you realize that you were not in that place, it took like 1 hour.
Okay. Pause. Repeat that again one more time. Some place. Say what you just said again.
Yeah, I said when sometimes you're in some places, when you realize that you were not realized. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm aware of the word.
Okay. Pause. You just said sometimes you realize that you're not here.
Mm-hmm.
You were somewhere else, correct?
Yes.
Right. Sometimes you're in a meeting, you're at the party, you're at the gathering, someone is speaking, and you go somewhere else. You're thinking about your kids. You're thinking about, oh, I didn't cook food for my husband. I didn't send that email. I didn't take that package I was supposed to send it to somewhere else. Your mind goes somewhere else. Someone's talking to you. You don't hear what they're saying. And then you come back, and then you realize you weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yeah.
But when you realize that you weren't present, you're present again.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, therefore, there is an awareness that is aware of not being present, and there's an awareness that is aware of being present.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yeah.
That awareness did not change.
Mm-hmm.
There, you are aware that you weren't present, and now you're aware that you're present. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
So
the awareness didn't change.
yeah, that awareness is meditation. Yes.
You can call it meditation.
Or
That
the present.
I am aware that I'm not here with you. I went somewhere else, and now I'm aware that I'm here with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's in common of the both things?
Awareness.
Awareness. The awareness is always here, regardless of the thoughts, regardless that whether you're present or you're not present. The awareness doesn't change.
Okay, that's why I ask you, when I'm doing art, when I'm making art, even I'm doing something or I'm thinking about art, it's intentionally, and I want to be at the present. So it's not the distraction of the life, it's the present. Yes?
Yeah,
Right?
right. When you're doing your art, right,
Mm-hmm.
you lose yourself in doing your art.
Exactly.
And maybe 3 hours go by and you don't know what happened.
Exactly.
And it's a lot of fun
Mm-hmm.
because you become one with what you're doing. What kind of art do you do?
Studio art, everything, ceramic, mosaic, painting, everything, printmaking.
Painting. Okay, let's say you got the brush and you got the piece of paper or you got the canvas and you're painting on the canvas, for example, right? And you lose yourself in doing what you're doing. And you become the art, you become the canvas, canvas, you become the brush, and you're you. Everything becomes one. There's a total oneness.
You know the problem, Zarathustra?
Yes, what is the problem?
When you are at the present, means you get lost in something, okay? It makes you some problem in your real life. For example, I realized that I didn't eat. For example, I didn't call somebody that was very important. I forget something that was vital, okay, that was very important. And this all make problem in my real life. You know, when you get you get lost in something, how can we manage this confliction? How we can be at the present and we get lost in what are we doing and doing the normal life, that the way they don't interfere in each other. I don't know how I explain myself. I don't know. Did you understand or not? For
No.
example, I forget my appointment, for example, with the
Right.
doctor. Okay.
Do you have a smartphone?
Yes.
Okay, you can put the alarm. You can just do your artwork and put an alarm that it gives you a notification in 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
See? The technology today allows you to notify yourself. So
Again, the technology is a distraction itself, no?
well, the technology is not the problem. The technology is not the issue. The issue is you. The issue is me. I'm the problem, not the technology.
Means
It's not the technology, you know? It's like saying that guns are bad. There's nothing wrong with a gun. It's the person who uses it in a wrong way is the problem. It's not the gun. You know? So,
you know, you gave an example about the cat. Cat is just doing nothing and sitting somewhere, okay? But we have to do always in the life, you know, we have to deal with technology, we have to deal with our life, our
right,
relationship.
right. Yeah, exactly. But do you operate in doing things in life from a mindy place, or you do it from the heart? Do you operate from no mind, or you're operating from the mind? And that's a big difference between the two. If you recognize the space, that you find the space within yourself, this, like when we do meditation. When we've done these meditations in past few times you've been with me, right? During the meditation, how do you feel? Do you feel calm? Do you feel peaceful, or you feel anxiety?
No, peaceful.
Peaceful, right? So what happens? You stop your attention from the world, outside world, your attention, you put your attention towards your heart, your pulse, your breath, correct?
Mm-hmm.
With a little bit of help of my guidance, right? And you just calm down. So you pause, you stop of being engaged in the world, and you bring your attention back. You sink inside yourself, and all of a sudden everything becomes super calm, right?
Yeah.
How was it for you when you did meditation today? Were you calm? Was it
Yeah.
quiet?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So you became calm and quiet, correct?
Yes.
Do you think the world was calm and quiet? Do you think there was no war? There was no problems? They weren't killing the animals? They weren't doing any um, uh, child slavery stopped? Do you think those kind of things stopped in the world?
Not at all. But I just detached myself from the world.
Right. So those things were still happening, right?
Yes.
Right. Did it affect you? You
No.
were able to go into silence, weren't you?
Yes, but
Yeah.
I cannot be always like
No,
that.
I understand that, but just be with me. I understand. Okay. So just be with me. I heard what you're saying, and I want to help you, but just be with me.
Okay.
That you took the time, you took 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes in this guided, I guided you, whether I do, someone else does, whether you use a meditation CD, DVD, or whatever, it doesn't matter. But you just stopped and then you sank into your heart and you came to yourself and everything became quiet. Means no problems, no issues in the world because you got disengaged from the world, the Maya, the thoughts. You disengaged from the world of thoughts and you sank inside yourself. You came back to yourself. And when you came back to yourself, you realize it's very quiet. Nothing's happening in my own center. It's calm, quiet, peaceful, and it's blissful inside myself, in my own center. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Then you go back and engage with the world. And everything comes back. Craziness, busyness, issues, problems, whatever. Okay?
Yeah.
Then at one point during the day, you come back to yourself again. And eventually you begin to see that inside yourself is calm and quiet. And you have to go to the world and do what you have to do. You do your thing, but you don't get caught into it. You go into the crazy world and you do whatever you have to do, and you come back inside, you come home to yourself, and you just relax. Because you have discovered that peace is here. And once you discover it within yourself, no one can ever take it away from you.
Yeah, but what is my responsibility to the world?
To what?
To the outside, to people, to other people, to, you know,
What do you
I'm
mean?
here calm, but what about the outside?
What about it?
What do I have any responsibility with for them? For example, I don't care about.
Well, were you responsible for the world 200 years ago? Were you handling the affairs of existence? Were you in charge? Where were you 200 years ago?
No, I was not, but the others
Okay.
was there.
Okay. And where are you going to be 100 years from now on?
Nowhere, but
No.
I'm
Okay.
here.
Okay, hold on. So you're not in charge, apparently. Because if you were, you would be handling it 200 years ago, and you would be handling it 100 years from now on. Obviously, you neither were there or you're going to be. So obviously something else is in charge.
Yes.
You leave God's business to God. You're not in charge. You're not the administrator of what is happening in existence. This is not your responsibility.
What
It's
is
never,
my role?
huh?
What is my role in here?
Your role is to be honest to yourself. Your only responsibility is to be honest to yourself, not honest to your husband, not honest to your kids, not honest to your country, not honest to your family. Number one responsibility is to be honest to yourself, not to lie to yourself. That's your most important responsibility in life. Can you follow your heart and be honest to yourself? Whatever that is.
Would you explain how
Yes.
honest,
Yeah. To be truthful to myself. Okay? To be honest to myself, to follow what feels right, what really calls me. You know, if I don't really want to be with someone, okay, let's say I promised two of my good friends that, for instance, I'm using small things and big things. Let's say I promised them that I'm going to go out to dinner with them tonight. And then it comes around 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and I just really, honestly I don't really want to go anywhere. I'm just feel like I need to stay home. I really need to be by myself. I haven't spent any time by myself. I'm not really feeling it. And then I have to pick up the phone, call my friends, and tell them that I'm not coming. And all these fears of rejection, all these fears of disappointing someone else is coming up for me. Because I feel like I have to go and satisfy them. And my truth is that I really need to stay home. I really need to be by myself. I really need to take care of myself and not give any energy. That's my truth. And then I'm being honest to myself. I follow myself. That's one example. Another example, let's say you come across a business situation. Something looks really good. On the paper, the numbers look good. You know, somebody's offering you to do something with them, business or whatever it is. Or you got accepted to go to another city, to go to a college, to a school, to education, whatever. But in your heart, when you look into it, it doesn't feel right. It looks very good on the paper, but in your heart, it doesn't feel right. But your mind says, oh no, you have to do it. You're already committed. You have to, blah, blah, blah. Especially being from a Persian culture. We're always doing things because, oh no, it's bad if you don't do it. No, you know, you have to go to your great uncle's place because it's bad. You know, it's disrespectful if you don't go, even though you don't really want to go. And so what do? You and I come from that culture. And we do things over and over that we don't really want to do. And then what happens? You're resenting yourself. You have resentments towards yourself that you did things for other people. You went to college and you got your degree in law because your dad really wanted you to do it, and you were afraid to tell him no. So from the fear of disappointing your dad, you went to law school and you hated it just to make him happy. Or you went and married. Old days was that you would marry somebody you didn't love to make your dad happy. You'd make your mom happy. but you really didn't want to do it. So you weren't honest to yourself. So you didn't really honor yourself. And we do that all day long in our lives by not being really truthful and honest to ourselves. And we do things out of a mental obligation. There are times we have obligations and we have to do things. I'm not saying that this is going to be black and white all the time in life. There are times that I don't really want to do something. Maybe I don't want to do my academy. Maybe I don't want to do my workshop. And I don't feel good, or I don't feel like it, or it's a nice sunny day and I'd rather go goof off, go to the beach. But I have to do it. And I do it. It's not like every single time of every moment in my life I follow this rule. But in general, I'm not going to do something that doesn't feel right to my heart. And it's not honoring me. And that's my first and foremost biggest responsibility in life, to be honest to myself. To be honest in myself can require me lying. You know, to be honest to myself sometimes may require lying. If my mom, which I love her more than anything in the world, let's say she went and changed her hairstyle and she dyed it or whatever and doesn't look good, okay? She looked good, better. And she says, oh, Zarathustra, what do you think about my hair? And she's very excited. I'm not going to tell her you look like shit. So I'm honest. I may say, oh, mom looks really nice. You know, I think she looks like shit. And I lie. But that lie I'm giving her, it's aligned with my truth. I feel okay with that because my heart tells me it's not aligned with my heart to break her heart, to tell her, mom, you look horrible. You know? So my heart tells me this is a situation that requires me to lie, but not to hurt her. So that feels right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It feels right to me, even though I'm lying. But I'm not breaking her heart. So I'm staying truthful to myself. I'm honoring myself by not breaking her heart. Because saying that doesn't feel right for me. It doesn't feel right. I'm not going to do that. So I'm forced to lie. I'm forced to say, mom, you look great. Even though it's not true. But I won't break her heart because that feels right. So we honor ourselves. That's our responsibility. And by honoring yourself, you serve the world. Because you're honest to yourself and you're doing what feels really right. And it doesn't turn into a disease. It doesn't turn into a tumor. So many of us, a lot of time in our lives, we are doing things for other people continuously. We don't speak our truth. We don't live we're not honoring our truth. And we've done things to be a good boy, a good girl, to satisfy mommy, to satisfy daddy, to satisfy school. And then we have resentments. We're resenting ourselves. We're angry with ourselves because we wanted them to love us and accept us, or we wanted them to keep the peace. So I didn't want to create confrontation. So I did something I really didn't want to do. Now I'm angry.
You know, sometimes I'm honest with myself, but the guilt feeling comes after.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
for example, I'm here, I'm 1 hour doing meditation, feeling my presence, okay? But I'm detaching from, for example, somebody who needs me now. Okay, I'm okay. I love this,
Right.
doing this, but at the same time, I feel guilty, you know?
Right.
How
So,
can I deal with this feeling?
right.
Guilt.
Well, yeah, guilt feelings, they come and go, just like thoughts. You're aware of a feeling comes and goes, aren't you? Feeling guilty comes. You feel guilty, correct?
Yes, but
Do
what
you?
is the source
Well,
of?
hold on a second. Do you feel guilty all the time?
No.
No. It comes and goes, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a emotion that passes through you.
Exactly. But why this exactly come after when I'm honest with myself?
Yeah, exactly. There's many different reasons why it comes, but we don't want to get caught into the why. We just want to find out, how do we deal with it? Okay? Number one, it comes for you very strongly because of your conditioning. Your conditioning that you need to worry about someone else. You need to take care of someone else all the time. And it's a conditioning, Persian conditioning, to worry. Persians always worry. Oh, I'm so worried about you. My mom tells me all the time. Well, it's very noble of you, Mom. Worry more. We're so worried about you. You know, it's always like it's a noble thing to worry about someone. And if you don't worry about them, then you feel guilty. How come I'm not worried about them? I should worry about them. You understand? It's a conditioning. A. Two is that you start doing this exercise. And the exercise is that between now, I think I talked about it briefly last week. What we do is we're simply observing our thoughts. Observe your thoughts. Observe your emotions. Whatever emotion is. Guilt comes, and instead of saying I'm guilty, instead of saying, oh, I'm really guilty, oh my God, I'm guilty. I feel guilty. I am angry. I am sad. I am depressed. Instead of saying I am something, you change your wordings. You say guilt is present. Guilt is here. Feeling guilty is here. It's present. Then another emotion comes. Anger comes. Sadness comes. Instead of saying I am sad, you say sadness is here. Sadness is present. Sadness is visiting me. You don't say I am sad. Okay? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I am not saying deny the feeling. I am not saying do positive thinking. I'm not saying do positive visualization. I am not saying don't feel the sadness. Don't feel the guilt. I'm not saying that, okay? I want to make this clear for everybody, because I had people come and tell me that I tried to push it away. I tried to deny it. I'm not saying this. You feel it. Guilt comes, feel it. Feel the guilt. But don't say, I feel guilty. Change the word to guilty feeling is visiting me. Sadness is visiting me. Anger is visiting me. It's here. You acknowledge its presence. You feel it, but it's not who you are. Because who you are is awareness. Who you are is the witness. Who you are is the presence. The observer. You're observing an emotion passing through you, and then it goes away. You are not the emotion. When you say, I am sad, then you become the sadness. When you say, I'm depressed, then you become depression. And now you're trying to push depression away. You're trying to get rid of it by drinking wine, doing drugs, eating chocolate, eating ice cream, do whatever you have to do to get rid of it. And the more you try to get rid of it, the more you get entangled with it. Because what resists persists. But if you're simply acknowledging something is passing through and it's there, you're acknowledging its presence, but then you're not it anymore. It just has no power over you. Same thing, next time you meditate, you have some good time to yourself, and you're doing your own thing. Simply, when the guilt comes, simply change the language. Guilty feeling is visiting me. And immediately there's a disconnection. Something gets disconnected. You're no longer entangled with it. And now you have become the observer of an emotion, but you're not the emotion. It just passes through you. It's just like, imagine the blue sky. Is the blue sky always blue?
No.
The blue sky is always blue. Is there ever a sky which is scratched? There's scratches on it. Does the sky ever come and say, well, we had 6 months of bad weather. It's been raining, it's been storming, airplanes been traveling through me, a lot of birds been traveling through me, and I'm hurt. And I'm going to have scratches on me. I'm going to have some marks of cracks. I'm not going to be blue anymore. I'll be half blue, half pink. The blue sky, at the end of the day, when everything goes away, is always blue, and it's the same blue. No matter where you go, which country, which planet, which part of the world you go, when there's nothing up there, the blue sky is always blue, and it's the same blue, right? Is that right? Okay. So the blue sky, imagine you're the blue sky, and a cloud passing through you means an emotion is passing through you. Sadness is coming like a big cloud, and then it's covering your vision, it's covering you. So I look up here, I can't see the blue sky because there's clouds. Okay, sadness is there, it's cloudy, and then sadness go away, clouds go away, and then it's sunny and it's blue sky again. Same thing. You adopt the same way, and if you do this regularly, then you're going to find yourself free. You find yourself, you become free from suffering because you have become an observer to your emotions, because you're no longer your emotions. You're simply aware of them, but you're not them. And if you're not your emotions and you're free, you're not your thoughts, then they have no effect on you. It's a temporary effect at the moment, but that's it. When they go, and they can't hang on. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You do, everyone, do this practice, and you'll be amazed how it frees you. It's nice seeing you all. We've come to the end of our academy time. So it's nice to have you all. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you can always connect with me. I have a YouTube channel. It's Fifth Dimensional Healing. It's the YouTube channel. We have a open Facebook group under the Fifth Dimensional Academy of Higher Consciousness, and you're welcome to join in, write your comments, ask questions. You can also send me send us email at info@5thhealing.com, info@5thhealing.com, or come on my website, which is Zarathustra.tv. I have a few upcoming events offering level 1 and 2 of the healing training program. It's going to be in Motala in Sweden. It's about 2.5 hours away from Stockholm. And this healing training program I'm offering, it's going to be right in the Easter holiday. So those of you who are interested in doing the healing training program in Sweden, and you don't want to have a traditional Easter holiday, then I welcome you to join me. And we put a special discount on this one because it's during the Easter. After that, I will be heading to Harmony Messa, the expo in Stockholm, and that's going to be on April 7th and 8th. And then I have a series of events. I have some free events, and I have group healing events. I got workshops. I got a bunch of different things, which is going to be in Sweden. And then I also offer the healing training program in Poland, and that's going to be at the end of April. We are going to be announcing our annual retreat, which is going to be in Åre in Sweden. And that annual retreat is the Fifth Dimensional Quantum Healing Training Program, Yoga, Dance, and Diet Retreat. And that's going to be on 11 days and 10 nights. And we're going to be putting it up today or tomorrow on our website. So feel free to visit us and reach out, ask any questions you have, and we'll help you. Hopefully, I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care of yourself and just take your time. Stop every once in a while and sink back into your heart. Just come back to this place of silence, this place of quietness. And your heart will open up and you feel the love that is here. And everything will calm down and you realize that all is very well. Everything is taken care of. By you coming back to yourself, by you coming back to your own center. And your own center is where the Buddha resides, is where it's calm, it's quiet, it's balanced. Your own center, here. And that requires us to stop the madness and just bringing our attention within. And everything becomes okay. And shanti, shanti. Namaste, and look forward to seeing you next week. Much love. God bless. Bye-bye.